This is game number 36. On the tee from Thailand, Jeeno Thitikul.
On 166 for Thitikul off a downhill lie, which will help actually into this right to left wind. You can hit this low, keep it out the right hand side, just let the wind bring it back.
Beautifully done. Not far from the perfect start for Jeeno Thitikul there. Birdie putt awaits. See her grip down on a lot today. I've been working on that, her and her coach Chris, because she likes the feeling of a lighter golf club but doesn't actually want to use lighter golf clubs just to get the speed.
It's just coming up short.
Birdie, Thitikul, it's a yes. And an opening three from the Thai phenom. Came so close at Evian. Spoke to her coach Chris and they said, I think it was just fate with what Grace Kim did, eagle birdie. There in a moment, just saw one of our past champions roll one in, Hanako Shibuno.
That's the shot Trish was describing, and she's described it perfect, and down she comes, and just sit now. Do not get that. Oh, she's all right, she's perfect.
Just kept creeping out of touch towards the end, but I think the umpire signals safe. We'll see. In the playoff, she only had two in the bag, put one in the water, started sweating a little bit. Her and her caddy Drew. In the end, it was enough.
Imagine losing a playoff because you've run out of golf balls.
Taking up the hill, really slow putt. It's going to break a fraction right to left at the end if she gives it enough.
Trish, is this wind stronger now? It seems like it is from the pictures we're seeing.
Mate, it's blowing a hoolie at the moment. It's a good 2.5 club wind.
In terms of numbers, Laura, can you try? It's a hoolie, is it 20?
It's got 193 yards to the flag, straight into the teeth. So I think it's playing 220, something like that. Pins on that left-hand side. The OB is not far away on that left-hand side. It's no more than about 6 yards left of the flag, so she's got to be a little bit careful. That right-hand bunker's no picnic either, though. I think she's going to need to catch every bit of this.
Well, rule number one, keep it in bounds. So, favoring that right side.
Yeah, but a test ahead. Good short game to lean on. This for par. All three will be par putts coming for this group.
First one slides by. Disappointing. Just a tough hole, though. I mean, she hit a driver off the tee. She couldn't reach with a second. Sometimes it's not easy. They've got easier holes coming.
And this one's no gimme either. This is playing massively long today. These 2, 3 and 4 are as long as I've seen on this course.
And that is another beautiful tee shot there.
First time they quarter back between 4 and 5. Thitikul, second year at 4.
There's a bit of a slope on the right-hand side that she can use, and that's a very good shot. Back that pin, very deep on the green, 28 yards on.
It's to creep inside the top 10 for Jeeno Thitikul. Fair effort too. To the goal left corner today. So we return to Jeeno Thitikul.
This on a slightly more aggressive line. And indicative of that because she's about 4 or 5 feet closer.
One of the things she's spoken so much about is commitment.
Thitikul up the hill. Difficulty with this is right to left as well, but the wind is going left to right. How much they will negate each other is the trick.
And just no one can get that ball to the hole going up that hill. 2-1 under par when she won on the LPGA Tour.
Fair question.
We'll need to get Insee to ask her.
Let's hustle on over and see. Off it goes. Drive up for Thitikul.
Yeah, she's staring this one down, wanting to make sure she avoids all the bunkers. Easy ball. Stay right. Oh, and that is
advantage where they can.
Over to the 6th and Jeeno's 3rd.
Well, I think she was trying to be so delicate there, Tom.
And that's going to leave her with a tricky one now, isn't it?
It is, all downhill to the hole.
Surprising miss for a player there like Jeeno, who really typically plays very smart golf. Closing finishes.
Now Jeeno.
I think this is a smart play with the putter. Just makes the shot much more manageable. And with the green speeds not being too quickly, you can know that the ball's not going to get away from you too much.
Just saw a couple of youngsters enjoying an ice cream there.
Quickly when you're in that long grass, as she found both by the green and off of the tee.
Now Jeeno for par. How difficult is short putting in the wind?
I think it's one of the most underrated things relative to the rest of the golf course. Everybody talks about keeping the ball low in the wind and things like that, but it's those four or 5 footers that you never quite know how much the wind is going to affect the ball, so it makes it harder to commit to your line. As well as that putt, the wind was at her back, pushing her towards the ball.
200 yards shorter than the scorecard yardage. So a lot of these players on holes, you don't need driver, taking less than driver iron.
I do think that on Links Golf page, that's one of the things that players have to constantly make adjustments for. It's not just a one-size-fits-all on Links Golf.
Adapt to this yardage, adapt to the wind, adapt to the conditions. It's
That's what makes links golf so much fun.
Is going to be in about 2.5 hours. That sometimes can signal a bit of a change in the breeze, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thitikul 2nd.
okay.
So Nick Faldo always said that he would look at the high and low tides when he played the Open, because that would give
Wind. That's an unfortunate 3-putt there. Good opportunity again at the 9th, missed by Leona.
Now Jeeno at the 7th for her birdie.
And this one is back into the wind. Slight upslope at the start, then downhill, then back up at the hole. And Nick Faldo was right about the wind with the tides. I grew up on the course. Oh, well done, Jeeno. I grew up on the course right by the beach, and it absolutely did influence the wind and the change of direction whenever the tide turned.
Yeah, we've got 2.5 hours until that low tide. Now to the 8th, Jeeno on the tee.
Only 105 today. Wind is helping off the right.
It's a very narrow green here, the 8th, but being so short today, it's the easiest green to hit. Only 3 players so far today have missed this green in regulation.
Back over to the 8th, and Jeeno for her birdie.
And she knows the line because it's pretty much on the same line as Minjee's putt. Jeeno actually had to move her marker out of Minjee's way, so She got a good look at what this does. Also for the speed as well, going down that hill, but back into the wind.
That's one of the tricky things, Karen, about putting in the wind is judging how much it's going to affect the pace, not just the line. That was better judged right there. Definitely went to school.
Jeeno just to clean this one up.
I feel like if you're a player like Jeeno or Minjee at that 2 under, you're looking at maybe 4 under to finish the day. That's what you've targeted. You know it's a tough day. Just get a couple more. You know you're going to have some tough holes. I mean, there are a couple of par 4s that are playing scoring average harder than par 5s out here. So it's not an easy day to play. You just want to get close enough. You don't even look at that 11 under number. You're looking at that
side. And that old stone wall that you see so much in the countryside here in Wales, around the back of the tee and down the side. Jeeno now.
It's insanely well bunkered. And I think that's really what makes this tee shot more difficult. You don't necessarily need to take a driver, but it really gives you so many options if you want to. Oh, that's beautiful. Just hugging that left side is going to leave her a fantastic line into the flag.
The R&A told us 108 the tee times here at the AIG Women's Open. Jeeno now.
From 194. Wind is off the right. Hole location all the way at the back of the green today, so you've got to chase this back.
Took a big hop, Karen. Is heading towards the gallery line.
Yeah, I think the wind got a hold of that. It had a little bit of a draw, and then as soon as that gets caught up into the wind, it just sailed. It's going to be a tough up and down if she's going to want to make birdie.
tough hole today with that left hole location.
This is where Jeeno finished, 3rd at 9.
Well, and that was back into the wind, and you've got to be quite aggressive with those shots back into the wind.
She was always almost in the halfway house there. They've got a nice little halfway to sort of be in this position, having been struggling with the injuries. So nice round yesterday from her. A little bit of a struggle to start the day. Now Jeeno.
And it's put back into the wind, so we'll be quite slow. And I think what we're seeing is these holes that are slightly helping wind are not much easier than the ones being into the wind.
Yeah, a lot of times with that, it becomes a little more unpredictable on the approach shots. You expect it to ride the wind. There's a possibility if you don't have enough spin on the approach.
Back in 1974, Bernhard Langer, a couple of victories in the Senior Open. Thitikul off the tee at 10.
It's a good little dogleg round to the left. Fairway kicks to the left as well. Wind off the left, though.
Job number 1 here, as I said, on 10 today, is playing quite a bit more difficult than it was yesterday to have a shorter shot. That's what, as we talked about earlier, when you play downwind, sometimes it's even harder to control.
Jeeno now.
The ball is a little bit above her feet. Pretty flat lie. The biggest gift you could get on an into the wind shot is a downhill lie, but this one's ballooned and going a little left.
Ended up in a good spot right there in between those 2 front bunkers that are exceptionally deep. That will be a relatively straightforward.
Wobbly, the caddy on the bag there, famous Phil Morby. Thitikul, 3rd at 10.
Well, I think she's done all right there, Tom. You didn't really want to leave that above the hole because that would have left a quick putt.
Jeeno seemed
From the fairway.
back over to the 10th par putt for Jeeno.
Keep it a little bit lower because fairway woods and hybrids tend to send the ball a little bit more up in the air. With this elevated tee, it's so difficult to get this one right. She sent this one way down the right side, catching the wind towards the fairway.
Got a nice bounce. So in fine position, and actually from
Going to be hosting this year. Look forward to that. I'm sure Brooke will be as well. Thitikul 2nd.
Oh, what a shot.
Dancing around the hole, as she said earlier. Now Jeeno for birdie here, get to 3 under par.
Solid stroke.
For the Smith salver. Thitikul on the tee at the 12th.
And this hole playing 144 today, Jeeno with the wedge out. And having watched the group in front of them tee off, very easy to get this ball being pushed down out of the wind, being so much downwind that it is.
It landed in nearly the perfect spot. You have to land it in that front fringe in order to get it close with it being downwind today, Karen.
Completely agree.
Actually, a popular miss to be just right of that green. I don't know if anybody's done it better than she did.
Jeeno for a birdie at 12.
Didn't think I'd see anybody leave it short of this hole today off the tee shot with this wind direction, and that's now 2 in a row.
Karen, to your point, we haven't seen anybody in our window this afternoon leave it below that hole. That was an exceptional shot and paid off. Got a little bit of a read there from Charlie. Knew that it was
Final group today, so she's going to be in for a late finish. Here's Jeeno on the tee at 13.
Trouble comes in quick on the right side. She doesn't look to be concerned at all because a good drive down this fairway allows the players to reach this green in 2 with the helping wind direction today.
How much release and roll Charlie's got on her ball, so you can make a club accordingly to that, knowing just you have to land this so far short of the green. It's a golf that is completely alien to a lot of players that just play primarily in America.
Back right.
Hang on, hang on. It's just so difficult. Jeeno's 3rd. That's something to watch over the weekend if the breeze is the same. Jeeno Thitikul making her 26th major championship start for a birdie to get to 5 under par. Oh, Jeeno. That's the one thing missing from her resume is a major championship win. And she's in the mix here. Although she's 7 shots back, it's still a long way from above at that hole, Karen, the way that it turns right to left.
It is. And, you know, by Charlie cutting over that corner at 255, I mean, that's a pretty sizable shot. I think it rode the wind a bit. That helped it make that carry. I would prefer to keep it right of that than risk taking that carry on.
watching this anxiously. I mentioned earlier she'd be looking at getting to that 4 under number, and here she's hitting the meat of this back 9. So now about holding on and finishing strong. She's gotten to that first major win.
Yeah, player who spent a lot of weeks in the top 10 in the world. Thitikul second at the 14th.
Has a 5-iron out, and no amount of trying to keep this one down is going to keep it down because this fairway is so elevated above this green. It's a good looking strike here.
Anything just beyond the hole, putting back uphill from there. Good spot. Just have to play a little bit more defensively here. I like that she's got the clear lens there. Helpful. Even just walking to the booth here, my eyes were watering because it is so windy. So something to protect her eyes.
The views here are stunning. I had the chance to play this golf course earlier in the week for the first time. I'd never been here before, and I think one thing that really struck me was now Thitikul.
Well, she knows she's going to move to the right. There's uphill.
She's just playing some really steady golf today. Nothing.
Jeeno. First in par 4 scoring so far this week.
Has the wind settled at all, Karen?
That would be no. It's still very intense into these players' face right now. It's also very high, and it's trying to work left of the green as well. There's a bunker there.
So still some work to do. 5. Jeeno Thitikul on the first page of the leaderboard, but in this tricky bunker here at the 15th.
Check out her club face.
Oh, no. Careful of the footprints.
Oh, and this is going to be even more difficult. Perhaps because she looks to be on a downhill lie almost now. She immediately looked sideways. Like it's not an option to go anywhere near the green right now. Wow.
Now Jeeno with the 3rd shot.
Just a disaster on this par 3.
Now the 4th for Jeeno at the par 3.
Not bad. I mean, it all feels like it's starting to unravel pretty quickly when it's still your turn. Still your turn. In the most difficult holes, including the 1st and 2nd most difficult. And Jeeno, how is she handling this adversity here, Karen? This is a pretty big bump.
It was, but she seems pretty cool, calm and collected. I mean, nothing really phases her too much. However, I would say when I looked at her ball in the bunker, it was, I mean, I've seen a lot of deep pot bunkers in my time, but that one looked particularly mean. She was right at the very flat of it, and it was just awkward all the way round. Well, Trish Johnson and I, who's out with this group for Sky, looked at each other and both shook our heads, wondering how she was going to get it out. And of course, it caused her some problems.
And that's a big hit to the scorecard. Karen described it well, just how deep this is. You can see well over her head and just trying to get it up quick, but mistake, miscontact, or just a poor choice in trying.
When you make a double bogey like that, you're obviously a little disappointed with how it all kind of happened and unfolded, but you kind of got to regroup and focus on what's next and make sure it's hitting the fairway here.
Karen, you think that was lack of experience?
I think so. I think when you're as good as Jeeno is, you think you can take on any shot, but that was just, I mean, it's just so deep.
To move, and he moves, and then I moved.
Not really feeling all that comfortable around links golf.
It's been in good shape.
2nd at the 16th for Jeeno.
Lost this right, just has to reset her mind. It's such a shock to the system to make a better on 18.
Now Geno's 3rd at 16.
That was not badly played. I mean, he's left it a bit below the hole, putting back uphill into the wind.
Jeeno's attitude is one of the strengths of her game. She's a very positive person in general. I think we see that, Karen.
Has been pretty steady at 2 over par. It could go to 3 over, but at the moment it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Still a lot of golf to be played, but you don't want to be at 3 over par hoping for other people to make mistakes. Thitikul for par.
Back uphill, back into the wind.
And she stays at 1 under, but maybe some disappointment for Jeeno with what could have been today.
But as well, if she was...
Jeeno laying back off the tee at 17. You've got those cross bunkers.
In fine position.
And we'll see the second shots of this marquee group, and it is Jeeno Thitikul.
Rightly so, she laid back quite a long way here as to not to run into those fairway bunkers. Has a 197 though. That being said, you can land this probably at least 10 yards short of the screen and let it hop on.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few balls race through this green. That looks to be pretty good judgment if it climbs up that last little bit. That's a fine leave. I think. It has finally stopped. You got a sense from that graphic that was just on the screen. 23 players under par in the morning, only 3 in the afternoon.
This is Jeeno Thitikul for a birdie at the 17th. This was a moment ago.
Should be slow from this area. It's not quite enough pace.
Back over to the 17th and a par putt here for Jeeno Thitikul.
Really well judge of speed with that first putt from off the front of the green.
And you would expect the surprise that the media over here asked a question to maybe get a reaction.
A bit of a leading question.
Thitikul now at the tee at 18.
She will know the line as well.
And that line target was actually right of the target, is what Karen was saying, over the gorse bush.
Yeah. And as you said earlier, Paige, the more right you can get, the better the angle, because of the odd way that this green sits to the fairway where these players are driving it. If they're going for the green on the second, or a lot less release than they're getting, carrying it too far here, Karen.
I'm sure. I think it's just riding that wind and carrying it a lot further than they're thinking. I mean, you just have to start this left of the green and let the wind take it to the right.
Wow, that sat down quickly. Just didn't get that run onto the up towards the green.
I think Jeeno's shot just was a little too high, too much loft on that.
Now up to 18, Jeeno.
Not a bad spot here. Not what she would have wanted, but at least decent lie. Putting, chipping into a slope.
Leaves that below the hole. Pretty straight uphill putt from that position. Good leave.
Remarkable player, really, Jeeno. When you think about, putting herself into a position, triple bogey, and how steady she's been since that. I mean, much like Lottie Road this morning with her triple bogey as well. Can derail you, but I think it's a really valid point that you guys were talking about with the earlier start tomorrow. Could be really helpful for these players.
Well, if the weather is anything like it was today, where it gets that much windier in the afternoon, there was a over 2-shot difference between the players that went off in the morning and the afternoon. So for somebody like Jeeno, that's an opportunity.